Hello everyone and welcome back. You all are probably all used to seeing me making my cooking videos, but starting today I am going to start something a little bit different. I will also be making gaming videos as well alongside of my cooking videos, and I will try my best to bring you guys the latest big game releases hopefully as soon as they come out, and I will do an introduction and a review for you guys. So hopefully you can all look forward to that. And I do personally play quite a lot of games, especially on the computer and on the PS3s. And although I have to say I am not very good at them, because I am generally not a direction challenged person in real life, but in games I do get lost quite easily, as you will see when I start playing later on, in the simplest maps. So don't judge me for that. I am actually especially a big fan of RPGs or games that have a huge focus on the plot. I'm not a big action game fan. I mostly like the story part of the games, and it just so happens that one of my most favorite Japanese RPGs recently released their English version just less than a week ago, and we will take a look at their intro right now, and it's not Final Fantasy. Here we are in celebration of the 20th anniversary title for the Tales series. The highly anticipated game, The Tales of Zestiria, is the 15th game in the series, and it was released in Japan earlier this year on PlayStation 3. It has received many positive reviews in Japanese gaming magazines and sold over 400,000 units in the first week. And for our English release, it is also being ported to PlayStation 4 and on PC via Steam for the very first time. Yay! This is the platform that I'm using right now on the computer. And as with the previous Tales series, the game uses a variation of the action-based linear motion battle system, except revamped, and with several additional elements, including an open world design in which you can navigate, as well as the ability for two characters to fuse into one in battle to deliver powerful attacks. Our story primarily follows Saray, our main protagonist, a man blessed with powers by a mystical spirit race known as the Seraphim, and they act as the stabilizing force in the land, and we follow him on his journey to free the land from the threat of the Hellion creatures, which are spawned by negative emotions. So now let us follow Saray on his path of becoming a shepherd and gaining the power in the process to calm the Hellions and defeat their mysterious leader, in the end saving both humanity and the Seraphim. Alright, now let's get straight into the game. Remember, this is the PC version, and click on New Game. Here are the game settings. Go ahead and choose your level of difficulty. I always go with simple because I don't like spending too much time fighting monsters. And you see where there are yellow stars under map camera rotation speed. I highly recommend you to choose only 1 star for that, because once we get into the game, a slight movement of your mouse will have the camera swing around, so it'll get you really dizzy. That's one thing I don't like about playing on the computer. After clicking OK, the game CGs will start giving a brief introduction to the plot. I'm going to skip it over here just so the video isn't too long. First up is our game controls. Pretty straightforward. You control with your left hand using the keyboard, and right hand mouse controls the camera rotation. And the spacebar is for Soray's map action, where he swings his sword to get rid of obstacles or hitting an enemy from behind. And you can also use it to guard in battle. At the top left corner is our mini-map, and the yellow star indicates our next objective. When you see sparkly flowers or plants lying around, don't ignore them, walk up to it, and you can collect useful materials that way. The blue orbs up ahead are the save points. Be sure to save every chance you can by clicking on the left button.
talking and get your sword ready.
Here we have our very first Hellion battle. By clicking on the left button of the mouse is your basic martial arts, and later on, once you learn special arts, you can combine these with your click of the right button to form combos.
Ready? Ready? No escape! How's this?
Scattered all through the maps are treasure chests, and they contain all sorts of useful materials, from medicines to potions to armor and equipments, so make sure you don't miss them.
Is that a monolith?
Another new feature that has been added to this version of the game that wasn't in any of the previous games are these monolith tablets, and each time you find one, you will gain 1 extra AP, and you can use these points to add new battle actions, battle skills, and each time they also teach you a new battle technique. Alright, so over here I'll show you guys what the menu looks like. Over here are your character stats. And here are all of the items that you have collected. The arts that you will learn. So far I've only got one, and you can set these with these keys here to make combinations. Here are your equipments, and once you gain a new one, they will have a little new button next to it. And these support talents are something new to this game as well. Point of detection is what our main character Zestiria does, and different people have different skills. Here is where your AP comes into use. And these fashion you can attach to your character later on. They will generally have little plushies that you can put on their head or on their shoulders, which is really cute. And let's see, strategy, it's all set to balance at the moment. So once you get into more difficult fights, you can change these. And the library, in case you forget anything. And finally, loading and settings. So yeah, that's all for now. This is actually the 4 Tales of series that I've played so far. The first one was Tales of Symphonia, and then Tales of Grace, and Tales of Zestiria, and I played all of them till the very end. This one is no exception. So far looks just as good, if not better. And so far I'm loving the graphics, and it has an amazing soundtrack. And it's mostly similar to the previous versions with some slight differences. I especially love the transition from when you're playing on the map to the CGs. You don't know when they'll start. It just eases you into it, and it really takes you into the game. So I really like that part. And for the controls, first time being on a PC, I find it to be pretty simple to learn, and I'm still a fan of the controller though, probably because I'm still not used to this, but if it's your first time playing, I think you'll find it to be pretty easy. A lot easier than some of the MMORPGs on the computer that you play. I play some of them and they have really difficult keyboard settings and controls, but this one is pretty easy. And yeah, I think for anyone who is a fan of Japanese RPGs, you would really enjoy this game. And I know I do, because I love games with really good graphics. And yeah, that pretty much concludes my very first video game review. I hope it was somewhat helpful to anyone who's interested. And do let me know what you guys think. And I will see you guys next time.